What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, coming back with another video. I have been scrolling all through Twitter this last week and seeing all sorts of controversial opinions on the shortstop and right field and all sorts of different rankings that MLB has been coming out with lately. So let's talk a little bit about that. I've seen the Minnesota Twins have been making some moves to try to compete with the Chicago White Sox. So we're talking about who's the favorite in the AL Central now. And then also the NL Central, another team making some noise in the Brewers. So we're going to talk all about that and more, but before we do, you be sure to subscribe if you enjoy the content, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment your top 10 list for shortstops and right fielders down below. I want to hear it, because I really don't think there's a good way to rank shortstops, and right field's getting a little more controversial. We'll talk about that in just a second. Now, before we do get into the video, be sure to enter my giveaway. I'm giving away a free copy of MLB The Show 21 to one of my subscribers or someone who likes and comments on my last video. I'll have the link of the video on the video at some point. It might be right here if I can figure it out. I'm really bad with technology. So be sure to enter that. There's also two other opportunities to enter on my Instagram and my Twitter. The winner will be announced on February 15th. So be sure to enter right now. Now, MLB has just released their top 10 shortstop rankings. And I'll put it on the screen right now for you guys. This is definitely a very controversial list, but I don't think there's a good way to rank these shortstops. Obviously, Tatis is pretty young, but he had an amazing year last year, and he looks like he's the real deal for years to come. Trevor Story's been amazing, but he also plays in Colorado. He has good defense. He's fast, but so same thing could be said for Francisco Lindor. Trey Turner's probably the fastest on this list, but he doesn't hit as many home runs as a guy like Corey Seager, who's in the 6 hole on this list. There is really no way to go about this. Javi Baez in the 9 hole, but he's amazing defensively. He can't hit anything for the last few years. Tim Anderson has been amazing at the plate, but he's not amazing defensively. It's really hard to rank these top 10 shortstops without pissing everybody off. So I think we need to battle this out in the comments. Go ahead, put your top 10 shortstop list in the comments and tell me what you think. I feel like right fielder, which we're going to talk about next, is not quite as controversial, but this top 10 shortstops definitely is. My personal list, I can post it on here real quick. I put it up on Twitter and people are disagreeing with it just because I don't have Xander Bogaerts in the top 5. I'm sorry. They're all. I can't make a top 5 list and not include Trevor Story, Fernando Tatis Jr., Francisco Lindor, Trey Turner, and Corey Seager. They're just too good to not have in my top 5. I'm sorry, Xander Bogaerts. I don't dislike you, but the shortstop is just such a stacked position. And all these guys are so young, and half of them are free agents next year. Shortstop is a scary position right now. Like back in the, honestly, shortstop's more stacked than a position like first base, which historically has been great with the power numbers and great offensively. I'll take most of these guys over any first baseman in the league. So I don't know. Definitely a good time to be a shortstop in MLB, I guess. It's very stacked shortstop depth. And yeah, so show me your list in the comments. I'm very curious what you guys think. And you can go ahead and roast my list. I don't care. Got pretty thick skin here. Now, there's also been a little bit of drama on Twitter regarding the list for the top 10 right fielders in baseball that MLB Network just put out. I'll put it up on the screen now. Mookie Betts coming in at number 1, which makes a lot of sense. But Juan Soto, who I consider a left fielder, I guess he's planning on playing right field next year for the Nationals with Kyle Schwarber in town. He has been put in the number 2 spot. Now, obviously, these are insane number 2s, number 1 and number 2 here. I completely agree that Mookie Betts is probably the second best player in all of baseball. But Juan Soto, man, he is an emerging star. I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years he could be on the top of this list. Obviously, Ronald Acuna Jr., Aaron Judge, and Bryce Harper are all studs out there in the outfield. Aaron Judge honestly could be towards the top of this list as well. Definitely in the 3 spot, maybe even the 2 or possibly number 1 next year. Just if he gets to stay healthy. Like his 2017 season alone was so good because he was healthy. If he could stay healthy for a full 100 and maybe even 130 plus games in a season, he would definitely have another MVP caliber year. He is so good with the bat. He's fast. He has good defense. Everything about his game is stellar. I just wish that him and a guy like Giancarlo Stanton as well would just be able to stay healthy for a season. So this top 10 list, I think, is actually pretty accurate on here. Bryce Harper obviously has a lot of potential as well, but he hasn't been amazing the last few years compared to the top 4 candidates. Mike Yastrzemski had an amazing year last year. Michael Conforto, I'm a big fan of. Joey Gallo's a very underrated star. You just got to get those strikeout numbers down. Charlie Blackmon has been amazing and a staple of the Rockies lineup for a few years. And Jorge Soler has some sneaky power. Don't sleep on Jorge Soler. I know he gets forgotten about since on the Royals, unless you play MLB The Show in Battle Royale. So top 10 right fielders, I think this is actually pretty accurate. Let me know if you guys agree with this or you would change it at all. I know some people think Juan Soto belongs in the top spot. you're wrong. I'll put their baseball reference pages side by side here. I won't even put their names. You tell me which one you guys think is better. Now, the Minnesota Twins have been making some moves this offseason. First acquiring Andrelton Simmons. They went out and signed J.A. Happ, which honestly might make their team worse, low-key. But lately they made two really good moves in signing Nelson Cruz to come back and be their DH again after having an amazing age 39 season for them last year. The ageless wonder Nelson Cruz, I should say. And then they signed Alex COLOME to be a very good lockdown closer for the back end of their bullpen. So I really like this move, especially COLOME for the Twins. I think they really lacked somebody who was going to shut a team down in the back end of their bullpen last year, which we saw firsthand with Sergio Romo blowing it in the playoffs for them, where they could have had their first playoff win in the last 17 years, I think. I don't know. It's been a very long time, to say the least. But yeah, I think Alex COLOME is a big addition to this squad. Their lineup, it looks amazing 1 through 9 now with Nelson Cruz in there. Byron Buxton had a breakout campaign last year. Josh Donaldson's still really good. Miguel Sano's got some pop in his bat. He could definitely use a little more polish there. Simmons is good for the defense aspects. He does make a lot of contact, so who knows? He could be a good on-base guy for them this year. They definitely have a lot of good options. They got to have some good performances from guys like Mitch Garver, of course, have a better season than he did last year. And then, of course, a guy like Jorge Polanco could be a little better as well. So they have a very good lineup 1 through 9. Their bullpen's going to be pretty solid with Alex COLOME at the back end of that. I really like their bullpen. I just really don't like their starting pitching right now. But other than that, they don't really have that many flaws. I don't think they're better than the Chicago White Sox yet, but they'll definitely be competitive in the AL Central. And who knows, if the White Sox choke, the Twins could swoop in and grab that AL Central title, or at least grab a wild card spot and have another first-round exit. All right, I'm sorry, Twins fans. I'm a Vikings fan, so you know what? I hope you guys win a playoff game this year, or at least make the playoffs, make it back there. Give your fans some hope. Now, one thing I did want to touch on before we end the video, Kolten Wong also signed a 2-year, $18 million deal with the Milwaukee Brewers to be their lockdown second baseman. Now, while Kolten Wong has been the best defensive second baseman in all of baseball for the last few years, he's an amazing glove out there, and he's okay with the bat. I would like to see a little more offense out of him, but the Brewers are definitely going for some defensive help out there, making their infield defense a little bit better with signing Kolten Wong. This is kind of weird because they already have Keston Hiura on their team, but Keston Hiura is more of an offensive first second baseman, not a defensive guy. So I guess Kolten Wong's going to be their defensive second baseman, and who knows? I don't know if the NLDH comes back at some point. Keston Hiura can go into that role, or they'll just platoon a few guys. I'm not super familiar with the Brewers' infield defense, so let me know where you guys think Keston Hiura is going to play after this. I assume Kolten Wong will be their starting everyday second baseman, so they got to find a spot for Keston Hiura. Now, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of the month. I know we can do that easily. Be sure to check out my Twitch if you want to see some more MLB content. We always talk MLB trade rumors and everything going on while I play MLB The Show. If you're interested in winning a copy of MLB The Show 21, be sure to enter our contest. I will have that video linked right here on the screen here in just a moment. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you all in the next one.